Welcome to Sione's cooking show today, and I want to say hello to my man right here. Everybody say what's up to my Tiki man. This is Tiki man right here. He's my assistant, and he'll be helping me cook for you today. Now, what we're cooking, it's nothing really spectacular. It's right here. This is what you call a breadfruit, or in most of the Pacific Island languages, we call it the ulu. Now the ulu, we use it for mainly starch food like a potato. There's certain ways of preparing it. If you're lazy, you can cook it with the skin on. But if you want to go through the process of taking off the skin and so forth, you actually use the coconut shells. But now, since the metal has been introduced in the island, we can actually use a can instead. Now the trick here is to cut this about ½ an inch or so on the bottom, because it's very sharp, so I'm gonna need a knife to cut it. Don't try this at home, kids. Perfect. And you take the wrap out, and you just use the end of the knife just to kind of pound it up, make it. Alright, and now where your hand is going to go, you want to bend that down a little bit so that you're not going to cut your fingers or anything. And you use this to scrape the skin out. Now if you're going to make it, cook it in an underground oven, you don't scrape up the whole thing first. You scrape some off because you want the liquid, the juice, to come out and to let it dry, and it turns kind of reddish, brownish, and then you go the second time and clean everything up, and that will make it white, because you don't want to clean everything off at one time if you're going to make it an underground oven, because it will stay red, it looks ugly. So if you're going to make it for an underground oven, this is what you do. You just kind of use this. You don't take off all the skin, just like that. See, that's perfect. And then after you let it dry, and then you come back and clean the whole thing. If you're gonna cook it with the water, then you're just gonna clean the whole thing, take everything off. Now, as you can see, I scrape all this out because I'm gonna boil this. So you needed to clean it off, and then you put it in the water, and then you put it inside the pot. Remember, I told you this is an example of what you're gonna do if you're gonna make an underground oven. If you put it in the umu, you need to do it like this, so that it will turn reddish like this, and then you clean it off to make it look like this. So I'm gonna clean off the whole thing, since we're not gonna make a umu, but we're gonna boil it, so I need to clean everything off. There's another great reason why we use this. It's because it just shaves off the skin. If you use a knife, it's not gonna, you're gonna cut off a lot of the skin, and it doesn't look neat. You want to look beautiful, like me. All right. So, and this is the ending part right here. Just finishing it up. Now this is trick here. Okay, as you can see right there at the end, you want to get this off, obviously, right? So we use this, the same thing. You just stick it inside like that. Like that. Alright, and then you just clean off whatever the green stuff is there around it. And there you go. Alright, the breadfruit is ready to be cooked. Now, if you're gonna boil it, you need to slice it up into little pieces so that it will cook faster and even. So I'm gonna cut this up in half. Like this one. I'm gonna save this half here for some other cooking methods, but I'm gonna use this for the boiling. So you just keep on, half it again, like that, and then you can do it again if you want. to smaller pieces, like this one, and you put it in the water. Why? Because you don't want it to turn red. Okay, so that's why you gotta put it in the water right after you do it. Like this. And then this half, there's two ways we're gonna do this. One, you can make chips, you know, fried breadfruit chips. You can just slice it down like this. And you can just deep fry this, you know, with olive oil, with oil, whatever. But another cooking method we're gonna use, which is I just find out since we got here in the States, very fast and convenient, is the microwave. Obviously, you put it inside a plastic bag, and you put the plastic bag with the breadfruit inside the microwave and cook it for 20 to 30 minutes, and it will be cooked. And I know a lot of people, if you're in a rush and you want to cook it, that's the fastest way to do it. Or, you know, old school boiling water. Now, for these, you know, the skin of the breadfruit, you do not eat them, so please throw them away. We don't use that for the trash. So we're gonna take you to the kitchen to show you how to prepare this. All right.